topic that is so interesting in Zimbabwe. We want to talk about a great Zimbabwe. Great Zimbabwe. We want to look on the economy. The economy. In the term economy. What do you understand by the term economy? What do you understand by the term economy? The term economy, what does it mean? The term economy. We are talking about what? Yes, my daughter? Speak up. Yes, so we are talking about the wealth, the riches that were there at Great Zimbabwe. These days, nowadays, if we want to say that someone is rich or wealthy, what about Great Zimbabwe? A person who is wealthy, cannot be rich, that is what we want to talk about. So we say that the economy of Great Zimbabwe, it consisted of so many branches. We want to talk about these branches that dominated the economy of Great Zimbabwe. Let's start with these branches. Number one, the economy of Great Zimbabwe, it was dominated by what? Let's take number one. Yes, Madonna? It was dominated, number A, trade. So let's write trade. Let's write A, trade. Good. The economy of Great Zimbabwe, it was also dominated by what? Yes, madam? Yes, it was also dominated by agriculture. It was also dominated by agriculture. Number C, the economy, it was also dominated by, yes, my daughter? Yes, it was also dominated by mining. Number D, their economy, it was also dominated by? It was also dominated by agriculture. And good.
Fishing.
Speak up.
Fishing. Fishing.
It was okay. It was dominated by fishing. Okay, we'll talk about that. Yes, madam. It was dominated by. Yes, madam. Yes. Yeah. It was also dominated by attribute what? A payment. Good. Yes. Yes. Pottery, weaving, and what? Fishing. So the economy of a Great Zimbabwe, it was dominated by a trade. These people were involved in agriculture, they were involved in mining, they were involved in pastoralism, they were involved in attribute payment, they were involved in hunting, they were involved in gathering, they were involved in pottery, they were involved in weaving, and also fishing. So these economical activities, they were significant. They were so important at a Great Zimbabwe. Let's start with the first economical activity in the trade. Let's write a trade, subheading a trade. What was trade? What is trade? What was trade? What is trade? Yes, my daughter? Yes, trade is the exchange of goods. So let's write trade. This was the exchange of goods. This was the exchange of goods. Trade was the exchange of goods. The people at Great Zimbabwe, they traded with the Arabs. The people at Great Zimbabwe, they traded with the Arabs, the Swahilis, and the Portuguese. The people at Great Zimbabwe, they traded with the Arabs, the Swahilis, and the Portuguese. From this trade, they were in a position of getting foreign items. From this trade, they were in a position of getting foreign items. Which foreign items did they get from trade? Which foreign items did they get from trade? Yes, my daughter? They got what? Huh? They got beads. Let's write beads. From this trade, they got foreign items such as beads. Good. What else did they get? Yes, my daughter? Yes?
Alcohol.
Huh?
Alcohol.
What's that?
Alcohol.
They also get alcohol. Okay, let's write alcohol. Good. What else did they get? Uh-huh. Huh? Huh? Clothes. They also got clothes. Good. Yes, madam?
Guns.
They also got
Guns.
guns. They also got guns. What else did they get? Jewelry. Good. They also got jewelry. Good. And also what? And also what? What else did they get? Yes. Huh? Huh? I can't hear you. Brace wire. They also got ceramics. Let's write ceramics. Ceramics is C. Ceramics. They also got ceramics. Full stop. So, what are we saying? We are saying that trade was so important at Great Zimbabwe. These people now, they were trading with foreigners and they got foreign what? Items. Which items did we talk about? We talked about beads, we talked about clothes, we talked about jewelry, we talked about what? Ceramics. We also talked about alcohol. Although alcohol is debatable. And when I'm putting, did they bring alcohol? Yes, but during possibly the time of the Seine, and we see alcohol being brought by the Dutch and trading with what? With the same people. Yes, and Great Zimbabwe is here and there. It's debatable. So it depends with the book that you are going to use. Then we are also saying that this trade now, it was controlled, it was regulated by the king. There were people who were so important in this trade. These people were known as Vashambazi. Who were these people who were known as the Vashambazi? Who were the Vashambazi? The Vashambazi. Vashambazi. What is Kushambaza in Shona? What is Kushambaza in Shona? Kudetsera, yeah, $1 for 10. And my bra was $1 for 60. And Kushambaza, like what happens to my flea markets. And people will be Shambaza, yeah. Wasn't it? So we are saying that there were people who were also known as Vashambazi. These were local people. So let's move on and say that the Vashambazi were middlemen. They were middlemen. The Vashambazi, they were middlemen who moved in and around the state trading with the local people. They were middlemen who moved in and around the state trading with the local people. Who moved in and around the state trading with the local people. They moved in and around the state trading with the local people. Let's move on and say that the local people gave the foreigners items such as the local people gave foreigners items such as the local people, they gave foreigners items such as, which items did they give to the foreigners? Yes. They gave them gold. So let's say that they gave them minerals, and such as gold, such as copper, such as iron ore. They gave them minerals such as gold, such as copper, such as iron ore. Good. What else did they give them? Yes? They also gave them ivory. What is ivory in Shona? What is ivory in Shona? Something that ivory is gold. What is ivory in Shona? Ivory in Shona? Yes, madam? Yes, inyanga yenzo. So ivory is inyanga yechi yenzo. Then gold is goriti. And good. What else did they give them? They gave them, yes, my daughter?
Livestock.
They also gave them livestock. They also gave them livestock. Good. What else did they give them? Yes, they also gave them skins of dangerous animals. They also gave them skins of dangerous animals. What else did they give them? Possibly the last one? Yes, my daughter?
Grains.
Yeah?
Grains.
Grains. They also gave them grains. They also gave them grains. So, we see that if we go to Great Zimbabwe, archaeological evidence clearly reveals that trade was important. Archaeologists went to Great Zimbabwe, they dug, and when they dug, they discovered minerals. When they dug, they discovered many artifacts or many remains that were used in this trade. So this clearly supports the view that trade was so important at what? At Great what? Zimbabwe. No. Good. Who wants to stand up and tell us about trade? What we've said about trade? Who wants to summarize what we've said on trade? Who wants to stand up and tell us what he or she understood on trade? Wants to try? Wants to try and tell us the summary of what we've said on trade? Wants to try? Yes, madam.
Said that trade was the exchange of goods, and the Zimbabwe people traded with the Swahilis, Arabs, and the Portuguese, and the foreigners gave the Zimbabwe people clothes, alcohol, and the beads, and also jewelry. And in return they got ivory, mineral. They gave them ivory, minerals, and also some livestock.
Good. Let's play this way. That is excellent. Anyone? Good. Let's move on and talk about another economical activity known as agriculture. So let's write something in agriculture. What is agriculture? What is agriculture? What is agriculture? Yes, madam. Yes, agriculture is the growing of crops. Let's start by writing agriculture. It is the growing of crops. It is the growing of crops. These people grew crops such as. These people grew crops such as. They grew crops such as. They grew crops such as. Good. Which crops did they grow? Yes, madam?
Sorghum, millet, cocoa, and wheat.
They grew crops such as sorghum, what? Millet, rapoko, and what? And wheat. There was no maize. So they grew crops such as sorghum, millet, rapoko, and what? Wheat. Good. These crops that they grew, they were known as drought-resistant crops. These crops that they grew, they were known as what? Drought-resistant crops. What are drought-resistant crops? Yes, Manam. Yes, they are crops that can do well even if there is a little what? Rainfall. And crops that could do well even if there is little what? Rainfall. Good. So agriculture, it was significant. Agriculture, it was important. Why? It is because they were in a position of getting food. They were in a position of having lumo. Why were they lumbering? It is because of what? Agriculture. So there was now stability. There was now peace in their what state or in their communities or societies. Why? Because food was in what? Abundance. So agriculture was what? Was important. So we see that the soils at Great Zimbabwe, they were fertile. The area received what? Maximum what? Rainfall. So because of that now, they were in a position of practicing what? Agriculture.